like to thank Grace's family for everything that we had going yesterday. It was awesome. We had a great day. And the Navis family for today, everything's been beautiful. Everything has been great. So I'm really happy with that. Really?
Are you?
Good. So really I'm here to share with you a story or two about my friend Brian. And yeah, these have been approved stories. So, I mean, we can start with the obvious that, you know, he looks like a tough guy on the outside, and he looks like, you know, with his build and his strong masculine features, that, you probably think he's probably the last guy you'd want to run into in a dark alley, but in fact, he's probably the guy who would be at a party and leave early and wait for you to stumble down that dark alley so he could tell you about the research that he did on how dark alleys are not as dangerous as you think they might be. And it's funny and it's true because Brian is he's an extremely intelligent guy, and he's been like that since I've known him for ever. It feels like ever, maybe 15 years or so. Yeah, about that, right? Good. He's extremely, being so intelligent, and his love for humor and telling jokes, he's extremely quick-witted, which makes him a pretty serious adversary as far as being in a close group of friends joking around. He's always got the 1-2 jab. If you mess anything up, if you do something that's worth laughing at, if you leave the door open for him, he's going to take advantage of it. And he's also got the arsenal for like the drawn-out 12-round knockout if he just wants to take you down. So he is wow. Yeah, he's a funny guy. But actually, now that I think about it, you remember in 8th grade in Pine Valley when everybody voted on who was funniest? Was that you, or was that me?
Something with the voting, I don't know.
Yeah, no, there was a vote, and it was me, and it was Sean Madden. So just respect that, if you would. So I also want to, you know, obviously tell a story about Brian and Grace. I was lucky enough to live with Brian out in San Francisco when he and Grace first started dating, and it was a while back, and I may have some of the details a little scattered. It was maybe a little vague, but from what I remember, it was a Thursday, and it was a clear, crisp day out in San Francisco's North Beach neighborhood, and I was on my way to Rita's Laundromat. I was headed down Union towards Columbus, and I see Brian walking with a pretty young lady. And I'm thinking, wow, this is good for Brian. You know? I duck into the laundromat and I time my exit to meet up with Brian. And I say, hey, Brian, so is that your girlfriend? And normally this is when Brian tells a usually made-up story about a lot of cool details about this girl that he's just with. And instead he says, shut up. So I'm thinking in my head, I obviously touched a nerve, I'm just going to play it cool. And so I'm thinking in my head, okay, Brian, you're playing this one close to the chest, I like it. I'm going to keep an eye on you. So several days go by and time passes. I don't hear much about his new friend. And one day I'm sitting with Dan, our other roommate, and when we lived in San Francisco. And yeah. It's about 7:15, and Alex Trebek has just announced that after the commercial break, the Double Jeopardy is going to start. And we look over, and I notice that Navis's green recliner chair is empty. And this is like Navis missing Jeopardy, and not being in his chair is like lunar eclipse status. And so I look over at Dan, and I was like, where the hell is Navis? And he's like, I really have no idea. And turns out he was at a bring your own hors d'oeuvre party with Grace and her new friends. So, being the creature of habit that Navis is, you would know that pulling him away from something like Jeopardy or walking down the opposite side of the street that he normally does from the gym or anything is an enormous feat. So really, it's that and a combination of other things where I realized that, you know, Grace was probably his perfect match, and she was able to pull him away from things he normally did and take him out of his comfort zone. And really, I mean, that's what finding your partner is all about. Making Brian a better person, and Grace's speech, beautiful speech last night about how Brian compliments her as well, makes me think that they definitely found the right person for each other. Brian, you're a great friend, and I think you did a great job. So, excellent. Enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Up next, Ms.